It says Rene Dupree live.
It's live now.
Okay. It says Rene Dupree.
We're on, baby. Welcome to Live in the Studios, Rip. This is the first time we are ever doing this. First time ever, baby.
We're doing it live every Friday, except when we don't do it.
Every Friday, but those Fridays we don't go live. No.
Yeah.
This is live, our first live interview, Rip. The first live interview we've ever done. And it's with none other.
I thought we did this morning live.
There wasn't a live interview.
Oh, okay.
Rene Dupree, baby. Renee's in the house. Welcome, Rene. Tell you what, not only is Rene a legend in the wrestling business, Rip, Rene now is also a legend behind the microphone. Cafe Day Rene. Have you watched any of those episodes yet, Rip?
I stay up all night watching them all. You know, I got a crush on James. Rene is young, hard-bodied. He's just like you. He's a big star, but James has got that. He's got sort of a funny accent. It just makes my fucking gizzards get a little bit. The blood goes to my loins when I hear James talk.
Cafe Day Rene, man, that's a huge hit. Tell us about that, man. Plug that a little bit. Tell us how that came about in the first place.
Cafe de Rene is please like and subscribe. Just type it in on YouTube. It's my new podcast. Well, we've been doing it for about a year. I was during the lockdown. The James fellow that you speak of, he's from England. He messaged me. I did his show first, and then he asked me, "Would you like to do one yourself?" And like when I was during lockdown, I was so bored. I said, "What the hell? Why not?"
Yeah,
something to do, right? Kill time. And we just did it. Started off once a week, just talking about different subjects, and then we went to twice a week. And then a year later, we're almost at 15,000 subscribers, and we just hit 4 million views yesterday.
Wow!
Fuck, you're over. We ain't, but you are. What the
4
fuck?
4 million views. That's pretty wild, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a start. I kind of like to get to 40 million a year. That'd be a nice little achievement. But
you could be the king of Shediac.
Oh, I'm already the king of Shediac.
Okay, the king of Moncton then.
No, fuck Moncton. I don't
the
like
king
Moncton.
of Mountain Road.
The king of Mountain Road.
The
St.
king of
George.
Berwick. The king of Bridgewater.
I am the king of the Maritime. The prince.
The king of the Petty-Kodiak.
Now, I've got to ask, do you do all your own editing and all your own artwork and branding? And
Hell no, are you kidding me? He's usually sleeping. He's training and sleeping.
So no, you don't. Huh.
That's why you have employees.
Yeah, well, I got to look into that. Rip does nothing, but his job used to be to get us guests. He doesn't even really do that much anymore. So,
well, all the ones I knew, they're all dead.
Just you're not all dead. I got to tell you though, Renee's birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, Rene, on your birthday yesterday.
He's 29.
29.
Mm-hmm.
I tuned in though last night to the live show. Medusa was on. I really wanted to check it out. And guess who wasn't on the Rene Dupree show, Rip?
It was his birthday. He had to take the night off.
Man, yeah. I guess I got heat with her now because I didn't show up.
Shit, you won't be able to sleep.
I know.
I get on the show and Renee's not on his own show. I thought that was awesome.
Well, I think what he was doing was he was riding around Moncton all night, going to different hot spots and stomping Paul Peller's cab and Rene just wanted to, for all the loyalty Paul has given to him and his dad, he just thought he would drive around all night. And Rene was doing dumbbell curls in the back. He was jacked. He was over. And he was saying hello to little kids and handing out candy because it was near Christmas time. And it was his birthday. So what the hell?
Are you gonna,
Rene's just he's just Mr. Christmas.
Are you going to?
And birthday at the same time.
You're going to ask him any questions, let him talk it all. So do you really have heat? She didn't seem real happy in the beginning. She seemed kind of like.
I guess she wanted to talk to me, but. I promised my wife that no more missed birthdays, no more missed anniversaries, no more special occasions. I'm not going to miss them. I mean, shit, we've been married 13 years, and I think I was home for 2 anniversaries. That's including my honeymoon. So
we ask all the tough questions here at Wrestling with Rip Rogers. So did you ever think about just not doing the interview on the night of your birthday and just scheduling it at another time?
Well, I didn't schedule that one. It's always Mondays and Thursdays, and it happened to land on my birthday. So, but James did a hell of a job on his own. I mean, see, that's the thing. Now she can return, and I can be there. See, you get a double main event, so you can
But
come
what
back.
it was see, she had all of her womanly bodily fluids building up to see you, the young jack guy, a wrestling god. Then all of a sudden there she is, and there's James, and she had to be massively disappointed. Her juices probably went right back into her insides, and anyway, so all she did was think of you all the time, and then she was waiting to just explode with enthusiasm, and then all of a sudden you're not even there. There you are again, abusing women, not even showing him any attention. And women need attention.
Right. That's true. You guys would be surprised. I seen a picture of my co-host James's wife.
She hot?
Oh my God.
Well, you know what his nickname is, don't you?
What?
His nickname's Hammer.
James the Hammer?
Yeah. There's a reason for that. That's
Right.
why his wife was always smiling.
Right. No, he was actually thin at one point in time in his life, and he was actually fairly good looking. But I'll send you pictures later.
Fairly.
Man, a lot of heat on James on this episode.
Holy
Wow.
shit. Where's James at today?
I'm taking the piss, Rip. That's what they say over there. I'm taking the piss.
Oh,
Throwing
okay.
James under the bus today.
Holy
man. It's going to be
shit.
that kind of show today.
Well,
I
how
guess.
old is James?
I think he's 33 or 34.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Really?
He looks a little older than that. It looks
Really?
Mm.
He's not,
Yeah.
well, he's prime of life.
prime of life, baby. No matter
Wow.
Well, he's got 3 kids, and he owns his own business, and then he has to deal with me, so that probably puts a few years on him.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever got this from Rip Rene, but I kind of grew up with Rip. I know him since I was probably 5 years old, 4 years old. No matter how old I've been my entire life, every year he says,
you're in the prime of
prime
life.
of life. You're in the
Uh-huh.
prime. How old are you, kid? 18,
Oh,
prime
you're
of life.
prime of life.
29, prime of
Prime of
life.
life.
45, prime of life.
Now he's fucking 152, prime of life.
49.
49.
49,
Almost a
Rick.
big 5-0, baby.
I know.
Oh,
man.
so you're exactly 10 years older than me.
Oh, look at that.
Renee's going to stay 39 for the next 20 years.
Rip's 20 years older than me, so
Wow. So 39, 49, 69.
No, I'm 68. I'll be 69 in February.
February he'll be
That's the
69.
prime of life, Rip.
Yeah.
That's
I know,
baby.
prime
Yeah.
of life. Damn.
So Rene, you got any? I haven't. I tried to watch your show last night, but you weren't on it, so it made it tough. Have you talked about the Mandy Rose situation at all on any of your shows yet?
No, we're going to do that on Monday.
Can you
But,
give us a little snippet? Can you give us a little preview, a little sneak peek of?
well, did you guys see the videos?
I did see
No.
the videos. I mean, I saw some videos, like the swimming pool shot. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, her basically riding her boyfriend, grinding her ass on her boyfriend in her underwear.
Well, hell, that ain't no good. If she would do it on some strange
You
guy,
want me to
that's
send
where
it
it's
to
hot.
you right now? I can send it to you right now, buddy.
Oh yeah, send it to
Well,
me.
send it
I
to
just
us,
saw
yeah.
the swimming pool one where she had her tits out.
Oh no, wait till you see this one. You'll understand why a publicly traded company would let her go.
So here's my question. Do you think that they knew and had discussions about it and told her to shut it down first? Or do you think they just got rid of
Look
her?
at the timing, boys. What happened the same day? What
I
was
don't-
leaked to the New York Post or the whatever?
The the other Vince story or whatever?
Yeah. I
What?
mean,
What they said, there's more than 20 million?
Yeah, basically.
well, there's that Rita Chatterton.
Oh, yeah, that's that was the referee.
The old,
the old referee. See, what happened was New York State made this new law that for like a year, like for 1 year, you can any like prior allegations of rape that happened, you can bring them forth now. So she took advantage of that. Now she's suing for 11.75 million or some shit. Then there's this other girl, a woman from Southern California who was the manager of a spa, and she's accusing Vince of sexually assaulting her. So, I mean, it's like, Christ almighty. So I think they want to try to distance themselves for any type of sexual, you know what I mean? Like any good lawyer will go to a court and jury and say, listen, this WWE, they promote and, sexual deviance, and they're a bunch of pervert company and all that shit, right?
Well, hey,
I just sent you a thing, Lilas, about. Have you seen it yet? Did you see it?
Oh, hey.
Ooh.
Did you see that?
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. So I mean, a publicly traded company that promotes.
Well, hell,
largely
I want to get into the WWE and I want to be a stockholder now.
You never can see her face though.
Yeah, I could be somebody else.
Well, that's her and her fucking boyfriend, buddy.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know that though.
Well, that's true. Hey, do you know she has like 13,000 subscribers, right?
Okay.
And they each pay $30 a month. Do the math on that.
I mean, yeah, they were saying that.
Come on, Lilas, you're a math major.
They were saying that she makes more money doing this.
Hell yeah. $30 times 13. That's that's nearly what, 400 grand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
$390.
$390. That's a month?
Yeah. A month.
Holy shit.
Right?
I think I would
I guarantee she's not making that a year as a wrestler with WWF.
Right.
No. But no.
And she might have another 5 years in that anyway, and then you're done.
Well, I mean, she's 30.
Uh-oh, what happened? We're not working.
We lost Rene.
We were live. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Rene Dupree might be talking. He might not. All of a sudden.
It looked like his phone died or something because it just cut off quick.
If so, we'll just handle it anyway.
Rene should be back shortly. Hey, Michael Costello, thanks for the super chat there, man. You can, Rip is in good spirits today. Hey, for the super chat, you can ask a question, man. Ask Rene a question. I'll ask it for him, for you. So get those in the super chat. If you got a question for Rene, I will ask him for him. He hopefully gets back on. I just sent him a message that told him we lost him.
Some guy said Cornette's dead. What the hell are they talking about?
I don't know.
Does that say?
It's a question mark, so.
Oh.
Looking good, boys. Looking real good. Thanks, DJ Memphis Mix TNT Tech. Man, that's a long-ass name, man.
Look at the weasel. Season's greetings.
BSK is back. Rene is gone. You're still there. Yeah, no, we lost Rene. We're waiting on him to come back.
Look
Hopefully.
at Manny the Weasel sucking ass, trying to get over. We're waiting on the big Weasel cast. Of course, he's probably still not done picking out the music that he wanted. He's probably at the place getting his head measured for a big hat, and they got to take into consideration the hot dogs on his neck. And then he's probably, I heard he's been banned from the. Who says I heard all the time?
Dutchman.
Yeah, it says I heard. Manny, I wasn't there. I heard.
I just saw somebody. I can't remember who it was.
I heard.
Posted that they are never listening to Dutch's show again. God, who was that? Because all he does is tell secondhand stories. That's what they put on there. They said all Dutch ever does is tell stories that he wasn't there for. I'm done.
But he heard.
I said we're done listening to it.
I heard.
I think that's awesome.
I heard. Well, more power to him. He's got a lot of followers.
I'm back, recommended by Hameen Media Group. Yeah, we were just on here with Rene Dupree. He was on for the first 10 minutes or so, and we lost him. So we're hoping he gets back on here. I think his phone might have just died or something.
He probably let it expire and didn't plug it in or whatever.
He did just read my message, I see. So
okay.
Hopefully that means he's got juice back.
Renee's got a lot of juice in him, with that phone. He's on fire on that phone all the time.
You got to make sure you ask some questions, Rip.
Hey!
All right, finally.
What'd you do? Did your phone run out of juice or what?
No, I'm on my laptop, buddy.
What happened to you?
Did your laptop run out of juice? I don't fucking know.
You just left us, man. You were gone for like 5 minutes.
I think he went in the bathroom. He was thinking about Mandy Rose, and then he come out with a smile on his face.
Yeah, man. It's my birthday.
Golly. Clapping those cheeks.
I mean, yesterday was your birthday, but
every day is my birthday, buddy.
Well,
anyway,
you took off whenever you wanted then.
So where were we at? Yeah. So with the whole Vince allegations now, one would think that they want to distance themselves from every type of, sexual type deal.
Yeah, probably right. So this isn't really a question for you either, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you seen any of the and again, you can not answer any question you want. That's totally fine. Just say, I've already talked about this, or I'm not talking about this. Any of the Teddy Hart story? Have you watched any of that on the Peacock?
Yeah. Rip, didn't I send it to you?
I guess so, because somebody sent it to me. I thought Vaughn, I don't know. I looked at some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It was long. I couldn't get through the whole thing.
Well, it was three episodes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that's pretty heavy.
I finished it up last night, so I watched episode 3, which really episode 3, I don't know, for me, it's kind of a little bit of a letdown because you never really figured anything out, and Teddy really wasn't in it as much. It was more the the guys running the cameras and stuff. But
they made 3 shows out of it. They probably had enough for about a show and a half, but they stretched it out to 3.
Yeah,
so they're smart.
It was pretty wild, though, man.
What's your opinion? Do you think he knows more than he lets on?
I think he knows more. I'm not sure that he really necessarily did it, but I definitely think he knows more because there was a couple times when they had him, kind of off camera, so to speak, when he was like, might as well quit looking, never going to find her, that kind of stuff.
Well, what's the deal with her having her passport?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's some fucking issues there, buddy.
What was the deal with the passport?
He stole her passport, so she couldn't leave. And she's Canadian. You can't leave. You can't travel without a passport.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know what was about. I just said, that she had a passport on her. I gonna say I got my passport on me right now. I got it with me all the time.
Now, here's my question: is he really that? I've only met the guy, I think, one time in my life, and when he came down to OVW for a minute. Is he really that out there, or was that all for the TV 100%. Show? Is he?
No, he was out there when I met him, and he was a little kid. I said, "Man, Teddy Hart's awesome." He was completely gone. There was little Harry Smith, and he had long old hair down to here. Harry did when he was a little kid, and then Teddy was just completely out there. It was awesome.
I'm not sure what type of mental health issue he has. I would definitely OCD, probably some narcissism, controlling issues, right?
I don't know. I only made it through 3 years of medical school, Rene. So quit using those big words. Take this down to a 5th grade level, please.
Well, no, every time you see someone, I don't know. I kind of like analyze their personality and try to figure out, what their issue is. But Ted definitely has issues. We rode to a show one time for Hannibal, right? Up in Ontario.
Oh, I saw that clip.
Yeah. So we're driving from Montreal to, I forget where, outside of Ottawa. So probably about 2.5 hour drive. And Teddy would just sit and watch his fucking tribute video on YouTube constantly over and over and over again. So definitely has obsessive compulsive issues.
Like of himself, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
kind of like I made that video of me and you, that match.
And you've watched it 50,000 times already?
Well, no, but we might put it on today though, baby.
And he just watched himself being over.
Yeah, man, you're over.
He watched all you guys flying for him as he was Mr. fucking Muncie Central.
Yeah,
that's right. All 75 kids went crazy for you.
Yeah.
There was at least 100 there, man.
And the fans 75. The fans went mild.
And
you guys were the stars. You were supposed to draw, not me. I wasn't even a wrestler.
Bullshit! You're the hometown boy.
I was a teacher.
Exactly.
I think we had a pretty decent crowd that year. I think you guys came in though about year 4 probably. I think it was. So they kind of seen my act a little bit, by that time.
When the first time he did it, what'd you do?
Oh yeah, it was.
Wow,
that was John. That was John Cena, baby. I beat Cena that night.
Well, Cena wasn't over. We went on TV there.
I know.
You was over. No, first time you did it. That's like the first show we ran in Seymour. There was 700 people at the Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's So what year did you break in? 2000?
Oh, me? I have no idea. That was the No,
what year did you start wrestling?
I was like 27 years old. So probably 2000. Yeah, you're about right there, probably. When did Cena do you have any idea when Cena got called up? It was right.
2002.
Was it 02?
Yeah.
So probably 2001 is when I had that first show at that school, I would say. Okay. Rip just said, "Hey, let's do a fundraiser." I was the baseball coach at the time. So then we did a fundraiser there, and they put me in the Battle Royal. But Danny Holly threw some powder in my face because Rip didn't want me in there the whole time because he didn't think it would look legit if I, won staying in there the whole time or whatever. So the football coach came and got me and dragged me out. And then Nick was in the ropes at the end with Damaja and Cena. And I came in with the the powder wiped off my face and made the big save, baby. It was awesome.
God, that was a hell of a finish. You did.
Oh yeah, it was good. Probably you, Rip.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Be my guess. And then the next year, I wrestled Rip and put him out of action. He never wrestled again after that.
That's right.
Oh, was that when you blew out your shoulder, Rip?
Yeah, I tore my rotary cuff that day.
Wow, you were what, 48?
Yeah, such is life.
My age now, Rip.
But I'd have still been working. Then I got hit by that fucking car, and that was it. Oh, I didn't want to get into that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that story has been said, so let's not bring it up.
Yeah,
It brings back bad memories. So,
FYI, if you're in the chat, baby, if you're in the chat, you got a question for Rene. We're doing a super chat today. Do the super chat, pay the super chat, whatever it is.
Oh wait, oh, there's the comments. Sweet, yeah, guys. If you want some, you want to send some super chats. Oh, there's one right here, buddy.
But it wasn't a question, though. I don't think it was just
Rip is in good spirits today. There we go. He's in good spirits. Let's not ruin it for
I
him.
give myself 3 wanks this morning.
Yeah.
So Rene, do you remember, Rene, when you first met Rip? I'm sure we've talked about this before, but was it when you were a kid, right? Like a kid, or was it like a teenager?
I'm sure I ran into him when I was, because you were here in '89, right, Rip?
No, I was there in 88 and 90.
Okay, so I'm sure I would have ran.
He was a little fart then.
88 in the summer of 88, I would have been 4, and then 90, I would have been probably 5 because my birthday's in December.
But then in 97 was when it was me.
Yeah, 97 is when we really,
yeah.
So yeah, Rip came work for my dad. He drove all the way up here with his pregnant wife, and boy, was she ever pregnant! Jesus Christ, she was out to here with
ready to bust.
Yeah, with little Marcus, and then you were still in gimmick. And then when I tried to talk to you in the van, you yelled at me. And then you guys would work out. And then I went to the gym and I asked you how to do cable crossovers. And then you laughed and said, I don't know if I know how to do them myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was it. And then about 5 years later, I saw you again when I walked into the show. It was probably in Indiana because that's where you ran, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember. I was there the day you walked in. Now, when you got signed and went to OVW, then, I mean, surely you were aware, like you knew you were going to like Rip's class. Like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I met him 5 years ago. No,
I didn't know. I didn't know Rip was going to be the teacher. I didn't know shit.
Oh, really?
Get this. I'll give you a story. My dad had asked me, asked the office, like, how long do you stay in OVW? How does it work? Because we had no idea how this thing worked, right? And so I asked John Yates, how long do you usually stay here? And he got mad at me.
Oh.
Like, I'm just asking a question because nobody gave you like, hey, this is how the system works. And, oh, well, you think you're too good to be here?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just asking, like, how does this whole thing work? Yeah. So I noticed, I found out real quick, don't ask questions, just keep your mouth shut, because anytime you ask something, it's always going to get perceived as something different to the negative. Like calling Kane sir. Trying to be respectful. Yeah. I was like, hello, sir. My name is Rene. I'm not a sir.
Well, I get hot about that. I said, I know fucking sir, you asshole. What the fuck's the matter with you? Say, blah, blah, blah. Well, it'd be like Flair. He'd be telling a little kid, call him sir. Flair called everybody sir.
Well, I called Flair sir, and he got pissed off too.
Because when he does it, it's facetious. That's why. And he thinks you're being facetious too.
Oh, I mean, like trying to say that he's old?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, some insecurities there.
Yeah. What the fuck, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
you're a wrestler.
I don't see calling Kane sir as a too bad a thing. You could do.
Well, it's like I'm an 18-year-old kid. You're a senior. Well, not a senior citizen, but you're an older. You're older.
Oh, you're trying to say Kane's old, ain't you? Oh, not a
older. You're being respectful. Fuck.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
I mean, it's pretty wild, though. I know you talk.
It's like in Japan, Lip-san, because your name's Rip. San means you're senior. You're older. So, right?
Well, they didn't tell me that. They kayfabed me on that. Them assholes. They was trying to say I was old fucker.
You talking to
well, what did they call you when you're there? Rip-san or Roger-san?
Hell, I can't remember. This Lippe
No, I'm talking like when because the referee would probably talk to you a lot, right?
Yeah,
Like
Joe
stuff.
Higuchi would talk to me in English. Yeah, but I'd
Okay,
give
so would
him
he call you Roger-san or Lip-san?
fuck. I can't remember. I just knew I brought him that skull mint, whatever. That I'd bring him a tube of tobacco over, so he was always happy.
Oh yeah, yeah. They like presents over there.
Presento, baby.
Presento. So what'd you think then when you walked in and you realized Rip was the guy, like the teacher, the guy in charge, basically?
Well, he told me I'd be dead in 35.
I was
so,
sitting with him when he said that. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember the age, but
And then Rene told me, remember you told me, haha, I didn't die.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. And then I told, who was the other guy?
Oh!
The full Nelson guy.
What?
Who was the
we might get some views.
who was the kid with did the full Nelson?
Chris Masters.
Chris Masters. And I told him 30, I think. I
Oh,
think I told him 30.
yeah.
So
No, he's still alive and kicking. He's still
right.
got-
So that's
Yeah.
it. Prove me wrong.
But
That's
no,
okay.
you told Lance Cade he'd be dead at 32. And
He was dead before that, wasn't he?
Yeah, 29.
Fuck, he was good.
Yes, he was. You know who he reminds me of? Barry Windham.
Yeah, he looked like, yes. He did.
He was good.
Fucking
really good.
Lance. He was fucking awesome. I liked him.
Great kid.
Yeah, I had several matches with him in OVW when you would put me with him. He was always, of course, he was a lot younger than me too. But to me, you guys were like older than me because you were signed and in the business
Yeah.
longer and all that kind of stuff. So I never looked at it that way. But Lance Cade was always really good to me, having to wrestle me at some of those shows when I was the shits, and you would stick me with him, and
Well,
he was
that's
cool as hell and just did, you know.
Well,
we
look
just
at
had
it
a good
this way.
time.
You're wrestling with him, so he's going to get you a whole lot better. Now he's wrestling with somebody not as good as him, so him leading, he's going to have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Of making a guy, if he's got a third grade education in wrestling, you're a kindergartner, he's going to have to bring you up to at least a second grader. So that's why you do that.
Yeah, it's like when I started, I was with well, you remember Gary, right? He
Yeah.
was Wild Man Austin.
Mhm.
He had only been in the business about a little over a year, but my dad, because we had good chemistry or whatever, but then it was always Cuban, Angel Acevedo.
Yeah.
And then I tag with Leo, tag with the Beast.
Uh-huh.
I always work twice a night. I
Right.
work a single match, usually on a second, and do a battle roll or a 6-man at the end. So, I mean, let's face it, I had the best training ever because
Yeah.
7 nights a week. I mean, 15, the territory around the whole year, right? 128 shows in a row. And then you're working twice a night. Then we do double shots. Like when we go up to Cape Breton, we do
Right.
a shitty camp in the afternoon, then do North Sydney at night.
Yeah, that's how. See, that's when it was like the territory system, right?
Yeah.
Like in the States, you'd have 1,000 matches in 3 years, and that's how you got good. And you always start out a baby face, unless you were fat and ugly as hell or whatever. And then you could learn to listen, and then 3 years later you could turn heel, and then you could teach the guys for another, for so.
Well,
many
that's
years.
why my dad put you with Gary, because Gary was like a local guy. My dad really liked him, so
Uh-huh.
a better way to train him is to put him with a veteran every night. Right? So that's
what
the
was
way
it-
it's supposed to be done.
I know it's a pretty general question, but what was that like then, just growing up, like in the business? Was it wrestling? You were just saying
I'll tell you what fucked me up.
7 nights a week. I mean,
I'll tell you what screwed me up, because I always loved wrestling, right? It's when my dad shut down in 1990, and then the circus didn't come every summer anymore,
oh yeah.
right? Because like people in real life to me were boring. I wanted to hang out with Skylo Low and Little Clifford and Harley Race, and I wanted Cuban and Leo to come over, and you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So when that went away, it kind of, you know what I mean? But then when it started back up in 97, yeah, I was happy again in life.
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, on a much, 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 much smaller scale. Like even those shows I would do at the school, the excitement and the build for the show was so awesome. And the show night, even though there was 200 people there, 300 people there, whatever, it was fucking awesome. And then when it was over, it was like back to teaching. Like the next day was cool, and then back to just my boring
Right?
life.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, God, this sucks.
Yeah, I had to do that while I was still in high school, but like Yeah, as soon as I finished school let out like at 3:30. So I'd run across the street because the gym was close to the high school. I'd get a 30-minute workout, and then they pick me up at the gym with my dad, and then we go do the show. And I usually get back home at midnight every night. On the North Sydney run, that was Sundays. I get back at 2 or 3 in the morning. So I would only have about maybe 3-4 hours sleep till I had to go back to school. But here's the thing, man. My grades were better when I was doing that routine than when I wasn't.
It's better to be busy and you're 100 miles an hour with everything, totally focused into working out and totally focused out into studying. Whereas if you're off, you're lazy.
Right.
You got too much time.
That's why my face is all puffy.
So go back to OVW. We never really talked about that too much. Saw Rip. He said you're going to die soon. Give us some stuff on that training class. Rip as a teacher. Give us some Rip Rogers stories as a OVW trainer.
Well, I remember telling Kenny Bolin that I won't be here longer than 6 months. And they started laughing. Like, yeah, right. And then the whole thing with Iraq and France and the United States happened, and then we got called up right around 6 months.
That was wild.
Yeah, I was like, told you so. But OVW was good, man. I had no life. I didn't go out because I was only 18. You got to be 21 in the United States to go out to bars and stuff, right? And I wasn't into that scene. So when we weren't wrestling on weekends, if we had a free weekend, what I would do is I would walk over to that movie theater on Taylorsville Road.
Yep.
I don't know if it's still there. And then, that's what I did. But I was a loner, always stayed by myself, you know?
So we had Dr. Tom on here, and he was talking about OVW because he was actually Rip's boss for a while and comparing it to like NXT. And his opinion was he thought that, especially the old OVW building, which I don't think you were ever at. I think you were at you were at the smaller, dungier one.
Yeah. The little shithole,
yeah. So he was saying that he thought that if people went through that system and went through, you know, the old dungy, dirty buildings and that kind of stuff, it really would build more character. And hey, do you really want to be a wrestler? And don't give them all the glitz and glamour of NXT first.
Yeah, Rip.
Yes, sir.
Vern Gagne trained guys in his barn, right?
In the barn, right?
How many major superstars were trained in that fucking barn?
Well, Buddy Rose, Steamboat, Flair. Greg Gagne, Jim Brunzell, Iron Sheik,
Kurt Hennig.
No, that was I think Kurt. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know for
Minnesota,
sure.
right?
Yeah, it seems like he would, but I don't know when Vern quit doing that barn thing.
What about Hawk and
Ken
Animal?
Ken Patera,
Hawk and Animal, they broke in there too, right?
No, them are all Rude, Nikita Koloff, the two those Barry Dark. They were all Eddie Sharkey boys.
But it was in Minnesota, right?
Yes, they all worked at the same bar.
Okay, yeah.
They were all bouncers.
But like, I'm sure. Like, okay, for example, my father broke in Don Jardine. He set up carpet and a mat on the grass outside and showed him holds. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's nice to have the big train, but the thing is, it's like how many great rock bands, they start off, right?
Right, yeah.
Playing in their garage, then they might get a gig at a local bar in front of 15 people, and then they climb their way up. That builds character, and that builds, as opposed to now, music sucks, and they just took a good-looking face and throw it out there. Oh, you're marketable, and half the time, that's not even them singing. It's somebody else.
Yeah, that's a great point, too. The rock band. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. And a real good point. I totally agree. So Michael Costello, who had the super chat, man, he's got a question now. It says, Rene, are there any current wrestlers that you wish you would have been around in your earlier days? I guess, I don't know if he's saying like people that are around now that you would have missed because you weren't in WWE at the time. Anybody that's more current now that you haven't been able to work with, I guess, that you wish you could have back in the days type of thing.
Who's the top guy now in WF? Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Okay, him, so I can make the most money.
There you go.
That's about it.
How much wrestling do you watch these days? Be
Zero.
truthful now.
Zero.
Zero, huh?
No, I agree. That's what I do.
If I ever get the itch to watch wrestling, I'll pull up an old clip.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
pull up Rogers and O'Connor from Comiskey Park.
Okay, that's my number one match forever. That's what I talked about all the time.
When I broke in, my dad said, here, because he had a tape, said, here, watch this match. Study it. It was Rogers versus O'Connor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember on our old ICW program about 81, we had that thing. We played it during the show to show what wrestling should be.
So how's the wrestling scene now in your area? Like OVW, they still run?
Yeah, I think it's the same here that it is everywhere, because they all got cable or whatever you watch it on.
Streaming.
Yeah. Okay. They all see WWE. They all see AEW, and they see ROH now. And it's basically no matter where it's at, it's the same old shit. Indie guys doing indie shit. And I think it's the same all over the world, but I'm not there, but that's what I think it is.
In your opinion, too many promotions, oversaturated?
No, it's not oversaturated. Nobody wants to go to the matches because the performers aren't any good.
Have you seen some of the attendances for AEW and WWE, like their shows and live events?
Yeah, you see them disguising everything. You see
everybody dressed up as empty seats.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, here's part of the problem with AEW is they tape 4 shows and they run once a week. They do an internet show, a 2-hour show for Wednesday that's live, and then their 1-hour Friday night show.
So then you're there for 6 hours.
And then they have a dark internet show as well. So kind of almost 5 at some time. So yeah, fans are going to be there 5 hours.
School night, work night.
Wednesday night.
They won't come back.
Hell no. Well, it shows because they're doing a lot of returns to some of these towns, and the place is fucking half or 3/4 empty.
Yeah. So in Indy, they didn't run the big building; they ran the fairgrounds.
The
fairgrounds. So there was about, from what I heard, there was about 3,000, 3,200 there for the TV night. And I saw the Kenny Omega promo after the Wednesday night live show. So before they taped the Friday night show, and there was just empty seats all over the place. And I also heard, I won't throw anybody under the bus that was at the show or that worked the show, but they made some of the boys, some of the extras, go sit in the crowd
to be seat fillers.
Yep.
Yeah. So, it's only going to get worse. And we're not taking into account how bad the economy is too. I mean, with the inflation now, like food prices and stuff, and next year they're predicting it's going to get even worse. It's going to get into like super inflation. And people are not going to be able to afford to spend 50, 60, 70 bucks on, a ticket to go watch a shitty wrestling show.
Well, a wrestling fan won't eat, won't have no way to get nowhere, but he'll find money to get a wrestling show because they might come in once every 2 years.
You think there's 5,000 of those in every town?
But there's not. There wasn't.
Major cities, yes.
Well, I'd say Indianapolis is pretty
major. Wait a minute. You're talking about the economy. In every sport, it's going to go through the same thing. The major leagues of every sport are going to have, they all sell out every game. They all sell out every game.
I guarantee you this next Colts game ain't going to be a sellout.
It should. They don't have any you can't buy walk-in tickets there, can you?
Well, sure. They black out sometimes. Colts games aren't sold out for the year.
They're not?
No. Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Well, your fan base here doesn't like to support you because they've only got one super chat.
It's our first try, man. They don't even know what we're doing. Tell them, man. Hey, if you got a question.
Listen, guys, this is how it works. You guys send in donations, and that way it helps Rip eat, and helps Vaughn Lilas buy a new pair of wrestling boots and new microphones, and then invest and make the production better. Yeah, so please.
Shoot, I'm eat. Shoot, I was at the food bank yesterday. I got a whole bunch of food. Yeah.
Hey, Rip, do you remember when we were at practice and you told all the guys that if you brought you a protein bar that you could skip practice?
No, I thought you could. No, you was allowed to come in. You would slide on being late. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
That's
get it
what
right
was.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Anyway,
knocked on the door at 5 after 8 and you had a protein bar, then it was okay. That's
and it was
okay.
okay. I remember
Yes.
the desk at OVW, Dean Hill, or whatever commentator desk, was filled with fucking protein bars.
That's right. And then
And it got to the point. That's when you had your heart attack, right?
Yeah, that's when he about croaked. All he ate was protein bars. That's
Yeah.
how he lived on them.
Danny came to everybody. He's like, "Don't feed Rip." It reminded me of like my mom would tell me not to feed the dog table scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell, right? I remember when I was going off in the ambulance, I think I told Conway, I said, if I croak, I told him to go ahead and run class.
That's funny.
Good rib. What
Like,
the fuck?
rib.
So who were some of the guys down there with you that you wrestled with, worked with, that were? I know you were with Idol for a while. You guys were a tag team for a while down there, right? At Nova, were you at Nova? Weren't you in that group or not?
No, I didn't have a group. I was with Bowling Services.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were never. Why did I think you were with? Maybe it's just because of that match we just watched. I was thinking you were with Idol.
I was
for a
with
minute.
Lance Cade and Sean O'Hare.
Down there. Okay.
Yeah. And then they had that. Who was that little? No, he was with the Disciples of Sin, the little short, bald-headed, fat guy from Ohio.
The fat guy from Ohio.
Yeah, he had already been released when I got there. He was with
that BJ Payne guy? Is that who you're talking
yeah,
about?
him.
Well, BJ, yeah, oh yeah, he went to Wittenberg. That's right. But
Mhm.
he's a big time coach in North or South Carolina now. Been
Well,
coaching for years and years.
yeah, well, he was talking shit to me behind my back when I was only around him like 2 or 3 times, literally. So
was there
Rene, you're in the wrestling business.
we air all our dirty laundry out on this show,
Yeah.
man. That's what we
well,
do.
good. If he's still, you can see this. There you go.
We're gonna
pal.
finally get some clicks. Hey, while we're talking shit about people, I gotta ask you this. I've already seen a couple clips because I looked it up. I mean, a close personal friend of ours here, Shelly Martinez. I hear you got heat with her too. I mean, come on.
I don't
man.
got heat with her. I could give 2 shits about her.
But what did you do?
She's a great friend of the show.
No, that's a prime example of people who should never been broken into our business. Like she should have you think she would have been able to train into a barn and fucking do squats and fucking all that shit? No, she got hired because she was a good looking girl. That's about it.
Well, you're supposed to hire ugly girls or what?
No, you're supposed to have people with heart, like the Mickey James of the world and the Gail Kims of the world and the Beth Phoenixes of the world.
Well, you're right on that, but you're few and they're few and far between.
Hey,
not this day and age. There's more girls now than ever, and they actually want to do the shit.
Yeah, but they're rotten.
Well, Jesus Christ, there's no place to work. You can't, there's no good wrestling school. I mean, sure there is, but I mean, like, there's a few good.
We're sticking up for Shelly Martinez here at the Wrestling with Rip Rogers show.
Well, okay. Tell Shelly Martinez she should have went to Japan and lived in the dojo for about 6 months and trained their style.
She'd have turned lesbo.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, the Jap girls, they'd be smiling.
Yeah.
I can't remember this now either. Was there ever? Did they ever almost bring like you and Lance Cade up together? Did that?
Yes.
What happened with that?
The whole Iraqi France thing happened. As soon as Pat Patterson seen me, because he knew his boy Sly needed, like, he couldn't be a single wrestler on his own. He needed someone. We went to a taping in Louisville, right? And then Pat was like, "Oh, I'd like to see what you and Sly look like together in the ring." But I had a bad shoulder and Cornette X-nated right there. He didn't want to put me in the ring. Because I think he knew as soon as he saw me and Sly, Pat saw me and Sly in the ring together, I'd be gone, buddy. I'd be called up, which is what happened ultimately, right?
Well, the good and the bad was you got called up early and you weren't ready.
Right. Too young.
And which meant if you would have waited a couple years, you would have been so much better. You'd have had so much confidence. You'd have been able to lead the goddamn Stars and you wouldn't be intimidated by anybody. But since you were so young, they picked on you because you were a teenager and they were guys in their 30s and stuff, and that ain't fair. But nobody said life was fair, and you had the opportunity. So what the fuck, right?
Oh, well, I've been in contact with certain people. I think I told you, Rip. Okay, Fabian on here, but yeah, there's still
Nobody watches this show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's just say that if I had my right papers in order, you'd probably see me on worldwide television like next month. But I gotta get that shit in order. But
Get it in order, man.
Well, get it in order.
What the hell are you waiting
that's
on?
like on every show I talk about. Some guys get strike one, you're out. Some guys get strike 132, and they're still there, right?
Yeah, and some guys inherit a multi-million-dollar fucking real estate from their father and really don't have to do shit.
Yeah, but that ain't what you want to do.
What? Sit back and collect tens of thousands of dollars every month?
Right. You want to be on the road wrestling. Get fucking real, you geek. Don't fucking try and kayfabe me, you goof.
I did over 60
You love fun.
tours.
Hey, you're an old fucking school guy that got caught into this shitty generation. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you're an old school motherfucker.
Yeah, I was seeing where they were. I think that was. Yeah, I was checking out your show or whatever when they were showing that thing of the other Dupree that they had in WWE. That
oh fuck yeah! Come on,
that?
that was a knock at me. Just like when they put the tag title on an 8-year-old at WrestleMania, right?
So you wouldn't be the youngest anymore or whatever.
Oh God!
But they had that other Dupree. And they were like, "Oh, is this Renee's younger brother?" And then I think it was James or somebody said he's fucking older than Renee.
Well, that's when I was in Noah, right? We had won the tag titles there for the second time, and then all of a sudden they call this guy Dupree or whatever. All that does is give me fucking exposure because then people brings my name back out there,
right? It exactly does that.
Yeah.
What
then you're always gonna have your haters like, "Oh no, we're talking about the relevant Dupree." Listen, dude, I guarantee you everywhere I go, I'm successful. I'm not trying to be a big head, but
yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we don't have a lot of time left.
You're trying to give a big fuck, a big F you to WWE. I get it. Well, hell, there's nothing wrong with that. What the fuck?
Look at that. I think James is in the chat, guys.
James is in the chat. Hey, that's gonna cost you $5, James.
Yeah, James, send some money and I'll not pay you back.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to wrap this up before too long. So if anybody's got a question, do the super chat. I don't know. We got a bunch of like 50, 60-year-olds in here. They probably don't even know how to do the super chat because they're all Rip Rogers fans and he doesn't even know how to turn on a computer. So my guess is
how many people are watching.
My guess is they don't know how to do it. But if you got a question for Renee, baby, go do the super chat.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
We'll get those in here before we get off here.
Do you guys? I can't see how many people are live. How many people are watching right now?
We got a big we got a big number of 14 on here right now.
On
oh,
fire,
Jesus
baby.
Christ. Okay, well, this is your first live super chat.
Said, oh, Jesus Christ.
No, he should have said, "Holy Jesus."
Well, we do go on Friday at 1. It's probably not the best time to.
And we go every Friday at noon, except this week or last week, whatever it was. So this time we're doing it 1.
And we're not over at all.
Yeah. Well, Renee's got James to carry the fucking load.
Yeah.
You got nobody to carry the fucking load.
True. Well, he's got Renee. Hey, down in OVW, I was asking Rip. I could have sworn. Do you have a brother?
Jeff, yeah.
Yeah.
He came down to OVW for a little bit, didn't he? I think he was in my class at Nick Dinsmore's.
Yeah.
What is he? 3 years older?
He's 42. Yeah.
So yeah, he's 3 years older.
Yeah. No, he no,
I mean, you don't
actually, I talked to like fucking Stephanie about it, and and Johnny, and they were like, "Oh yeah, let's bring your brother in." But yeah, we got to OVW, and then Paul Heyman was booking, and he puts us against the Major Brothers. Was it not the Major Brothers? Who was the 2 kids from California or no Ohio?
I know who you're talking about. I'll never think of their names.
Yeah, good guys.
Yeah, they were like, weren't they like real wrestlers or something?
No,
I thought they were.
No, basketball players, I think.
They were the tall, thin guys, right?
Yes, one was blonde, the other one had dark hair.
Yeah.
Good guys, I really like the guys. And Paul booked us, and then the match was, it was. I guess I would have the most experience, but it was green guys working green guys, and we never worked each other. But Johnny wanted to see the fucking match because they were thinking about hiring my brother and bringing us up together as a tag team. Yeah, but I think Paul. I don't like Paul Heyman very much, like at all. And,
At all.
yeah, and
So
he
just-
knows that I don't like him, so I think he purposely booked that to. But I mean, we trained together for Rip's class because I think who was the trainer then? Was it Al?
It
For the
probably
main class?
was.
Yeah. So I brought my brother every morning. It was me, my brother, and then there was another kid from Montreal. I picked him up every day at the Suburban Lodge, and we'd go and practice in Rip's morning class.
Yeah, I just remember him from Nick's class. He came over to Nick's class on a Saturday a couple times. So
Yeah, he tried it, but he's easily discouraged and then kind of gives up too easily. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think Sean O'Hare's brother was down there about that time too. I think Shan or Sham.
Yeah, I
or,
remember that.
Yeah, Shan with the huge hammer.
Yeah. Oh, what was that story? Somebody told him to take the sock out of his tights.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
no, because I was there, man. He had a dark match, a tag team dark match, and then Cornette. As soon as they're done, Cornette storms in. What do you think? It's a goddamn joke, stupid motherfucker, stiffing your fucking tights with a goddamn sock. Jimmy, sorry, it's not stuffed. My dick's that big. Oh, fucking get new tights.
Boy, all of a sudden he was over.
Yeah. Oh man,
Damn.
it was just.
I'd say, show me that son of a bitch. I say, damn.
I thought he did. I thought he did like pull it out or
man.
pull his tights down or whatever.
Well, hey, Dutch could have said, I heard.
Right. Yeah.
So I can't let you get off here without asking this question either. Did you ever get the fuck out of the ring by Rip during class? Were you there long enough to get
He
kicked out
called
of the
me
ring?
a fat bastard one time. That's when I was. Well, see, mind you, I came from Canada. I discovered Krispy Kreme donuts and Papa John's pizza.
Ooh,
Right. And
hell yeah.
I didn't have any friends or anything really, and I didn't want to hang out with the older guys because they went on the bars on the weekends and stuff and drank. Right. So my weekends consisted of sitting on in my empty apartment where I got the couch from Goodwill, and that's what I slept on, and I got a TV from Kenny Bolin.
That's awesome.
And and if we were at night, what I would do is I'd order Papa John pizza and watch wrestling and eat Krispy Kreme donuts on my cheat days. But
That's
my
awesome.
cheat days start to be every other day, and I kind of got a little chunky. And then when Rip said, "You look like a fat bastard," I trained so hard that I had veins coming out of my abs. So anyway, OCD in me.
So you didn't answer the question though. Did you ever
Oh shit, what was it?
Did Rip? He answers questions like you, Rip. Did you ever get the ding? Get the fuck out of the ring.
I can't remember.
You can't
Probably.
remember?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you?
Well, hell yeah, I got it 3 times in one day. I mean, I was in a class. You were in my class for a little while. I don't know if you remember, but he had some non-contract guys in there. I had like zero experience, and I was in the class with all these contract guys.
Yeah.
And then he would that day he put me in a 6-man tag match, and I was the lead of the whole thing with 5 contract guys. Did not go well.
Whoa.
It even got me that much more heat with everybody else because I sucked.
It was FR.
Yes, that's
Fucking
right.
rotten.
Fucking rotten.
I remember Jeter came up to me after a show and he's like, "So is Rip like your uncle or like what? Why do you get in all these matches?"
Right.
It looks like it looks like I was picking on him, but I was giving him a fucking chance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
Well, it's because I drove you to every practice and all the shows.
that was why I gave you a fucking chance. And the king was over.
Yeah.
And Julie was over.
And you like my dad.
Yeah.
And my sister.
And Chili.
And used to date my aunt and all that.
Yeah,
good
I should
stuff.
date his aunt. Oh, I was in love with his aunt.
Wow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, when Rip would come back home to Seymour, they would run a show in Seymour, let's say like over Christmas, so over summer sometime, he'd be on the road or in the territories once every couple years. My dad would help promote the show. So always like the night before the show or 2 nights before the show, he would come over to my house. And that was like, that was the greatest night of my life. Rip would come over. He was in all gimmick too. Had a headband, you know, the sleeveless shirt, take off
Oh
his shirt.
shit! Let's talk
flexing.
about that. Yeah. When he worked for my dad in '97, man, he'd walk around town, a little shitty act with his bright pink fucking boxer, like boxer tights things.
Yeah.
With the bleached hair and the tan beard. I mean, he stood out. It's an old. I mean, you see that guy walking around.
Yeah.
People are gonna say, "Who the fuck is that?" And then,
He was over at Chris. I was over at Krispy Kreme.
All right. Before we go, Rene, I got to show you something now. I got to break this out here live on Wrestling with Rip Rogers. You may not care for it, but I'm going to break it out anyway. So it's about a minute or so long. This could be the greatest thing that you ever see today.
Drum roll.
Picture myself.
Yeah, well, that would be the greatest, but this is. Oh, look at this.
Oh my God.
That's Idol Stevens, baby. Aaron Stevens.
He's up.
This is Vaughn Lila's highlight reel. Jesus Christ.
Beth Phoenix in the house.
There goes.
Oh, there's Rod Steele or Nick Dinsmore. Uh-oh. Look at me manhandling
Look
Rene
how
here.
jacked Aaron Idol was.
Oh, I know.
Look at that
He's
big
huge.
backdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, big shove together in the staples, into the fucking favorites. Up there he goes. That's how it goes race time.
There's a stage.
Here.
Oh!
God, it's like an MMA.
Super kick.
Not today, Rene.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I wonder what happened.
Ah.
Man, I forgot how hot Beth Phoenix was.
Look at that.
Look at
All
her
the
on
top
top.
stars.
Yeah, look at that, baby.
It's over.
Over.
You are over.
How about that? I mean,
First-
you don't get no better than that right there.
For a second, he thought he was like stomping Paul Peller was in Berwick.
Not a fucking chance. You'll
Not
never
a
do
fucking
that.
chance, ladies and gentlemen. It don't get any better than that.
All right. I don't know. What'd you think of that, Rene? That was pretty cool, right? I mean, losing to just a nobody.
Well, the check didn't bounce.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
He should have got in the Emile Dupree mule kick, shouldn't he have?
I do it now.
Oh, you do the mule kick. All right. Holy
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I do a double. I usually do one to the stomach, then I'll do another one that gets the guy and like upper. And,
Did you slap your leg?
no.
No.
I don't know.
You got to slap
I
your
do.
leg. Just say, "Hey, I slapped my leg."
Remember, I still do this. I used to slap my leg before I hit the rope.
I always do that.
Oh yeah.
For some reason,
You would do this, or I would do something, or hit my leg, or clap before you dropped an elbow. You just
Yeah.
do all this shit. You don't.
I've always slapped my leg before I get like sent into the buckle every single time,
Right. I don't know. It's
Don't
just
know
a
why.
mental thing.
which I don't really wrestle anymore. But
Yeah, I think I had my last match in November until the next booking.
you're going to be on Big Time TV. That's you heard it here first.
Yeah, booking.
Kayfabe that.
You get his booking in.
Yeah.
Kayfabe, I'm going to be on national TV. Good thing nobody watches this show. Hey,
Make
man,
sure
thanks for
all
joining us
14
today.
people kayfabe.
We know you got to get to the gym for the third time today.
Yeah.
We
That's
do
it.
appreciate your time, though, man. Coming on Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Check him out. Cafe is it Cafe Day, Rene? You said it a little bit different than me. Maybe it's
Yeah,
'cause your accent.
Cafe de Rene.
There you go.
On
Anything else you
YouTube.
got to plug before we get off here,
Hey,
man?
did you say happy birthday to him?
Yeah, I said happy
Oh, I
birthday
was
right
just
away.
checking.
Well, it was
Yeah.
yesterday. I mean,
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
not
we're
really.
live every Monday and Thursday, and please support my old friend Rip Rogers and Vaughn Lilas, and help them build a super chat so they can afford to eat.
Then I could get off the food bank there. I could have some real food and stuff that
That's
ain't
right.
8 days old and stuff like that. But what the hell, right? Just put it in the
But
microwave.
Rip is so stingy; he saved every dime, and he is a kayfabe millionaire. Just doesn't show. it.
I ain't got a
I
dime.
agree with that 100%.
Oh yeah,
Kayfabe
okay.
millionaire.
Mhm.
Rene Dupree. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, you take care. Merry
Holy Jesus.